So this is Fancy's first experience down south, and I had to take him to a Waffle House because when you come to the southern states, you have to go to a Waffle House. How you like them grits?
Yes.
Pecan waffles. Hey guys, it's Epic and me and Fancy Pantz are out on another thru hike. We are in Pinnacle Mountain State Park out here in Arkansas. We are headed westbound on the Ouachita Trail. Alright, so the Ouachita Trail is 223 miles and it runs from Pinnacle Mountain State Park in Arkansas to Talihina State Park in Oklahoma. Most people actually do this hike from west to east. As a matter of fact, when I was on YouTube, I don't think I found a single video of people hiking the trail the direction we're going. Me and Fancy Pantz decided we were going to do things a little bit differently and start in Arkansas and then hike back towards Oklahoma because I have family there and they are going to pick us up at the trailhead when we get finished. This is day one. It's rainy, it's muggy and humid. It's probably about 60 degrees right now. We stayed at a campground last night 2 miles from the trail and there was a major thunderstorm that came through and it just poured for hours. So it's probably going to be a pretty muddy first day, but we're excited. Onward. So the goal for today is to reach Penny Creek Shelter, which is about 14.5 miles from the terminus. And we actually have to make that camp tonight because there's no camping allowed between Pinnacle State Park and Penny Creek Shelter. That is the only place we're allowed to be. So day one is 14 miles right out of the gate. Up Trail Junction, Base Trail, Ouachita that way. Well, we've actually already come down to our first road walk. We got just under a mile. Then we have to walk down this road before we connect to the trail again. And that used to be an armadillo. And back on trail. Plah, plah. The early hiker catches the spider webs. I've been walking through them. I should let Fancy lead. Yeah, this is why you gotta watch out for trail. Look out on the trail down here, guys. You got these big fat spiders that grow, well, big and fat, and they make these huge broad webs across the trail. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ruin his day. It sure is beautiful down here, but this is vastly different than the Lake Tahoe trail we just finished. Well, it's about 10:30 in the morning. We are almost 5 miles into the trail, and looks like the clouds are going away and the sun has started to come out. Might turn out to be a beautiful day. Whew, well, we're a little over 5 miles in, and it's time for our first break. I'm hungry. What are you having over there?
I think I'm gonna dig into my Cliff Bar. Cliff Bar sounds good right now.
I'm throwing things. Gatorade, cookies and cream protein bar for me. That is not where that goes. Coming across a lot of water sources like this that are just little seasonal streams. I think they're mostly dry this time of year, but we had a big rain come through. They're really, really muddy. That thunderstorm last night really churned up the mud. If we were in a pinch, we could really get water out of these, but I'm really concerned about them gumming up our filters. The first official water source listed on Guthooks that's not a seasonal stream, but guaranteed water, is listed at 8.8 miles from where we started at the trailhead today. Ooh, scenic vista, 1 mile. That's going to be our first one of these so far on the trail. And this, we'll probably see a lot of. Whoop, where'd he go?
Right.
There he is. That is a walking stick. Well, we found our scenic vista, but it's not so scenic. I think in November, when all the leaves fall off these trees, it'll be an amazing view. So there are tons and tons of these guys all over the place. These are harvestmen, aka Daddy Longlegs, aka Granddaddy Longlegs. Right in the middle of the trail. We found a box turtle. Yeah, it's a box turtle. A lot of turtles, when they go inside their shell, it's still open, but a box turtle can actually close his shell like this guy just did when I picked him up. So, probably not gonna get to see the turtle. He's gonna stay closed up like that, but I'm just gonna relocate him off the trail. There you go, buddy. That's awesome. So this is supposed to be our dependable water source, and that's gross. But there is a running section right over here that we're going to pull from so we can get flowing water. Well, we've had lunch, we're fed, we're watered, walking into spider webs, and we have 5 miles left until we reach Penny Campground. It's supposed to be a private campground with plenty of places for tents, and pictures on Guthooks show that they got plenty of trees for hammocking. So, last stretch of the day. We found turtle number 2. He's kind of peeking out. Set him off the trail as well. Whew. The trail has become pretty overgrown. I don't think it's traveled very often. We knew coming out here that it wasn't going to be like some of the other trails we've done where there's a lot of foot traffic. It's not a major tourist area like Lake Tahoe, so this trail doesn't get nearly as much traffic. So we've enjoyed the solitude for today, but we do have to pay attention where we're going. The trail has taken some turns that were not easy to see. It's kept us on our toes. All in all, this is a different kind of adventure. So, this is the trail junction for Penny Campsite. It's the first place we're allowed to camp in 14 miles. But in point 4, Reese Creek, I think is a flowing creek. It looked good on Guthooks. We might go there and camp. We're gonna check the guidebook and make sure we are allowed to camp past this point. So, that's a good place for a break. Well, it would appear that we are not allowed to camp past here either. The entirety of this section, which is 20.5 miles, is camping prohibited. It is managed by the Maumelle River Wildlife Management Area, and it says there is no camping allowed except for on this private property right here, which is the Penny Camp. So we do have to go down there to camp. So we're going to go up here, stretch here without our packs, grab waters and fill up to full capacity because there is evidently no water at that camp, and we're going to have to dry camp. Well, this is less than 0.1 from the spur trail. This is the creek right down the trail from the spur trail. It ain't pretty, folks, but it's what we got for water source. All right, got our water, 4 liters. Looks like we're dry camping tonight. 0.9 down this White Blaze spur trail over here. So we're gonna gain 1.8 bonus miles for camping down here. Onward. Well, here we are. This appears to be the camp. It says the nearest water is a quarter-mile west of the spur trail. That's information that would be useful before we walked all the way up here. And that's actually not true. There's actually a couple of little creeks before you hit Reese Creek. And that's where we filled up because we didn't want to walk, according to Guthooks, 0.4 past the spur trail to get water. But we're going to check out this campsite. It's going to be pretty nice, I think. It's just tucked back here a ways. Oh, this camp looks pretty nice. There's all kinds of places to put tents. They've got little stone tables and stuff where you can cook your meals, and looks like these are hangs back here for food bags. They're not really high enough to be a bear hang. I guess it's just like probably to keep it away from small critters. But yeah, this is way back in here, but it's nice. They've got nice flat places for Fancy Pantz to put up his tent, and plenty of trees for me to hammock. All right, we're gonna take a break. Probably just rest for a little bit, and then we're gonna set up camp. Oh yeah, the older I get, I think the lazier I get. And I am just sick of blowing up sleeping pads when I bring them along. Plus I get kind of lightheaded after, you know, blowing one of these things up. So I got this little flex tail pump. Definitely a luxury item out here. It's only 3 ounces. For me, it's worth the carry, but yep. Gonna blow up my sleeping pad just like this. Easy peasy. So we're just here cooking dinner, guys. I think he's having you're having chili mac?
Yep.
And I think I'm gonna have, I can't decide between macaroni and cheese and chili mac. I think I'm gonna have macaroni and cheese and put some hot sauce on it. These actually are not homemade meals this time. Normally we make our own meals, but I acquired a bunch of the Wise Company meals that are just boil and add hot water. And so we thought it'd be convenient to carry out this time, and I had them on hand. And so we've given them a try. They're actually pretty good. They take 2 cups of water. They say to cook them for 15 minutes inside the bag. I found out that they're still a little crunchy. If you do that, you really need to put them in for a full 20 minutes. So if you guys ever get Wise Company meals and bring them out here, make sure that you set the timer for a full 20 minutes. To save space, we have taken them out of the bags they came in and put them in freezer bags, and we are just using these cozies to make boiling bag meals, just like we do on most trails. And actually, that water didn't come out bad. Look at that. This was the scummy water we just got, guys, and it's actually pretty cool. Wow. All right. Did on the first try. It's not any wind here right now.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Up in the mountains, it's always windy. Daddy long legs everywhere. Ooh, we're getting close to a rolling blow. Gonna try this method and see if it works. That's not too bad. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Ooh. Alrighty. Stir that all up. Make sure you get the corners. I have not had this one yet. I have had the teriyaki chicken. That one turned out pretty good. I've tried the lasagna. I have not had the macaroni and cheese. Alright. Seal that up. Lay it over here. I got 20 minutes on my clock, and then it'll be dinner time. Woohoo. Is it food yet?
I think so. It's also hot, so I'm gonna eat it when it's in here.
That makes sense.
Burn my dang fingers.
All right, taste test. Wise Company Chili Mac. These are incidentally cheaper than Mountain House by a few bucks.
paying for a famous name brand.
Are the noodles? Not crunchy? That's good.
Good. I am adding fun. There's cars magic when you get it out of the wrapper.
Let's see how we turned out here. Ooh, that those noodles plumped up really nicely. Oh yeah, it looks really good. Now it needs a little Tabasco. Yeah, that ought to do. I almost wish I had some fresh ground pepper. I might be a little too fancy on trail. I don't carry a spice kit. Alright. Moment of truth. Oh yeah, that's really good. That is better than Kraft macaroni and cheese out of the box, for sure. Yeah? Good stuff. One thing I have discovered that I really like about this Caldera keg set is that food bags fit right into this side. Have something to eat my meal out of with no mess afterwards. Fancy Pantz has got his tent set up. This trip he is using the Lanshan 2. We have a couple of these. They are really cheap backpacking tents and they're really kind of bomb proof. He actually was just sleeping in this in a torrential downpour and did just fine in it. And I, over here, am once again using my AMOC drummer. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is my perpendicular hammock. I used it on the Tahoe Rim Trail. I'll show you guys a better shot of it tomorrow. We are set up, about to go to bed. Oh. Well, good morning. It's day 2 of our hike. It is the 4th of October. We have 18.9 to do today if we want to get to Nancy's shelter. Plus we have a mile to climb out of here where we're at on the spur trail to get back on the main trail. So that's like a 20-mile day. On day 2, we may or may not make that. We might average it out like between 2 16s. Tomorrow's supposed to be a 14. Today's a 19. We might just average it out to avoid injury. It depends on how we feel. If we're feeling good, we might go all the way. It's time to get up and get camp packed down. We're getting a pretty late start. I slept in. Oh, time to start moving. Well, we're getting out of camp kind of late today. It was about 9:40 when we left, and we need to make at least 16 today. There seems to be some disagreement between gut hooks and the guide by just about a mile as to whether or not Nancy Mountain Shelter is 19 or 20 miles away. I don't know if we're going to make it that far today or not. We're going to give it a shot, but I want to make at least a 16. Right now we're walking down the spur trail, trying to get back onto the Ouachita Trail, and it should be coming up any second now. All right, and we're back to the trail junction. Blue Blazes, back on the Ouachita. I have no idea what that is. While walking down the trail, we just saw our second snake of the day. This time, it was a water moccasin. We were right by a pond. Fancy walked right by it. He got real lucky that it didn't move. It coiled when I came near it, and I jumped out of the way, and then it slid into the water. All of it happened so fast I didn't get a chance to film it, but we really got to be careful out here. That's two different types of venomous snakes that we've seen out here inside a mile. So we're gonna be keeping an eye out. Pinnacle Mountain State Park, 19 miles. The other direction. All right, now we're crossing Highway 113. All right. Well, we got to the end of the lake. We found some trash cans. So we're gonna dump our food trash here and then continue on. Wow, that's just wicked looking. Well, this is definitely a hunting area. It's a tree stand right up there. Well, we've done just shy of 15 today, folks, and this is gonna be our campsite. It's a little tent site here. We got about an hour before dark, so we gotta get a move on dinner and camping. Whew. Well, we got dinner cooking here. I'm having lasagna tonight, and Fancy Pantz over there is actually gonna put together a new dish. We didn't stop for lunch today, and he still has his buffalo-style chicken over there. That would be my dinner watch. And what he's going to do is he's cooking that macaroni in the bag over there, same macaroni and cheese I had last night, and he's going to put the buffalo chicken inside of it and make a buffalo chicken mac and cheese, which I actually want to try a bite of when you make that. It sounds delicious. I don't know if we invented a new trail meal or if anybody else has done this. We probably didn't invent it. I think everything has probably been done out here. But yeah, I'm really curious as to see how this turns out. My alarm just went off, so I am about to scarf some lasagna. Have you had the chicken yet? Not yet. It's gonna be awesome. All right, how we looking? Oh yeah. Buffalo mac and cheese. Buffalo chicken mac and cheese.
Oh, the first bite?
That's gonna be delicious. I get the first bite?
Go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna try this.
It's your idea.
I'm gonna try this. Oh yeah, that's a winner. Oh, that's good.
Oh, yum.
Mm-hmm. Well, good morning, everybody. It is day 3 on trail. We got out of camp at about 8:22 in the morning, which is about an hour and 20 minutes earlier than we did yesterday. Starting the day with a 500-foot elevation climb. We did not make Nancy's shelter last night. We should be hitting that in about 4 miles. We have to make 16 today. Originally we were going to make 14, but we're going to make up a couple miles today that we missed yesterday, and we'll do the same thing on day 4, which is the day that we will get into town. The sun is shining. The weather's pretty nice right now. I'd say it's probably about 65 degrees. Looking forward to the hike today. Onward. Oh, I see our first little bit of trail magic here. Looks like somebody's dropped a water cache due to the shortage around here. That was awfully nice of them. I think we're going to take a little. Ah. U.S. Forest Service. Ouachita Forest. Apparently that entire 6 miles was private property. Ah, Highway 9 trailhead. Now we're gonna find the other end. Right over there. Another road crossing. All right. Well, we're coming up here on our first shelter of the trail. This is Nancy Mountain Shelter. I saw in other YouTube videos that these things are in fantastic condition, and this one looks like it's actually been worked on recently. I think everything outside of Pinnacle State Park, if I'm not mistaken, are actually taken care of by the Foot, Friends of the Ouachita Trail. These folks put a lot of trail maintenance in and keep this a good looking trail, and I think they maintain things most of the year. This looks fantastic, so thank you guys. Thanks to the Foot for making this possible for us. Well, we had ourselves a nice little break there at Nancy Mountain Shelter, first one on the trail. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what we've been dealing with for the last couple of days. So, I'm using gut hooks for the Ouachita Trail out here. Gut hooks is a very dependable app. Anytime you have a trail that's on gut hooks, it's absolutely worth its weight in gold to purchase the app and the maps that go with it. It tells you where your tent sites are, tells you where your water sources are, and you can even download photos if you want to do that for a lot of the sites, so you can see what you're going to expect before you even get there. For water sources, gut hooks usually has, well, it does have water droplet symbols, and they're either half full water droplets for possible water sources that aren't dependable, usually seasonal streams, and then full water droplets for water sources that are supposed to be reliable. I've always been able to use it with no problems anytime it's been a full water droplet on the Tahoe Rim, PCT, Appalachian Trail, all the trails I've used it on. It's been really, really dependable. Anytime there's a full water droplet on there, the water has been there. But on this trail, that has not been the case. We have passed several water sources that were listed on the map as dependable water sources. But we talked to one of the locals right at the beginning of the trail, and he said before the big thunderstorm that we got pelted with the day before the trail, that Arkansas has not had any rain. He did not tell me for how long, but he said they have been in a drought. And so we think that that's probably the reason that this has been happening to us. It's definitely no fault of gut hooks. I think these probably are normally dependable water sources, but it has been extra dry this season to the point where even normally dependable water sources do not have water. As a result, we've been filling up wherever we can in places that are not always the most desirable water sources. Sometimes that's the breaks. Any of you guys that have done extensive hiking probably know that. Our next water site that's guaranteed is access to Lake Sylvia. We know there's going to be water there because it's a lake. And then after that, it's looking pretty dry. The place that we're headed to tonight is a place called Crystal Prong Creek, and it's also supposed to have some tent sites. It is supposed to be a dependable water source, but we're gonna fill up along the way any place that we can actually find water, just in case there is no water in the creek. So, don't know what's gonna happen. That's part of the adventure. This is the inlet to Lake Sylvia, and while it's not crystal clear, we can see the bottom. Everything else has been murky, and it's deep enough that we can get our bottles submerged under the water. It's even flowing a little bit up there. This is definitely the best water source we've seen in a while, so we're gonna fill up. Well, Fancy Pantz and I just ran into the first two people we've seen in a day and a half. We didn't see anybody yesterday on day 2, and we just saw 2 guys that are section hiking from section 7 all the way to Pinnacle Mountain. I guess they did the first 160 miles last season, and now they're just finishing up the trail. But yeah, for people, that's all we've really seen in the last 2 days. Whew, that's a big blaze. Well, we are coming into our second shelter for the day, and this is a nice one too. This is Brown's Mountain Shelter. Looks like it's got a new deck put on it, picnic tables, all the stuff the last one had. This is gonna be our last break of the day. Wilderness, America's enduring resource. Oh man, campsite is right on the other side of this thing, and that is by far the best water source that we have seen on this entire journey so far. Woo! Oh, we made it. There's a flat spot here for Fancy's tent, and trees for me to hang up my hammock. And we have water. All right, time to take a break.